Hi, I'm Jack McCauley and I'm an engineer. This is my bike. It's a 2018 R1200 RT. I bought this in May of 2018. Unfortunately, it's been raining so much I haven't had much chance to ride it. But when I started riding it, I noticed some what I thought were ergonomic issues with the bike, particularly with handlebar position. It's marketed as a sport tourer. I use it as a tourer, so it has to be comfortable. I was leaned way over on the handlebars and my hands were going numb during long rides, so I said, I either got to change the seat position or move the bars up. Well, I decided to move the bars up, so I started doing some research. I found Wunderlich makes a aftermarket handlebar riser, and these are the ones I bought from them. I put these on, and when I tested them for torque to see where they twisted, they actually twist pretty easily. So that means that under hard braking, like you're in traffic, really hard braking, there's enough force on the handlebars to move these things forward. So I thought that to be unsafe. So what I did is I built my own from aerospace alloy. This is 7075 alloy. It's as strong as steel. I did several iterations of this before I settled on one particular design, which had a combination of ease of installation and strength. And this has been tested for breakage and shear, so we know it's very, very strong. So what I'm going to show you today is how to install this on this bike here. It takes about 20 minutes. I decided to start making a kit. I built these for my own bike. I decided to start making a kit. And in the kit, you get 2 risers from Black Lab, high strength aerospace alloy, 4 fasteners, and we ask you not to reuse the BMW factory fasteners. They can break. And these 2 special washers, these are critical in the installation to make sure the handlebar seats properly in the triple tree. And then Loctite blue, and all of this is $150. Now, I have installed the risers, the Wunderlich risers, which required me taking the handlebars apart, pulling the connectors off. I don't recommend doing that. The problem is if you forget to disconnect the battery, you'll get a service warning lamp on the handlebars because error codes will be churned up on the CAN bus due to the fact that it can't see the throttle and some of the other switches. This is throttle by wire. All the switches here are based on the CAN bus, which is a computer bus. And so you can't simply disconnect them even when the key's off because there's still power applied to them. So in order to install my riser, I decided I would not take these apart. I actually did take them apart the first time I put the Wunderlich risers on, and I had to take it to the dealer to get all the error codes cleared. One more thing, if you disconnect the battery and you reconnect the battery, the odds are you're going to get a service warning lamp here, and that's due to the fact that the date inside this display here has not been set. You just simply have to go back and set the date to the current date. But since I had so many error codes from the CAN bus, I had to take it to the dealer to get them cleared. I don't have the tool to clear those. So, wonderful motorcycle, great torque and power. Some things I don't like about it: foot position and seating position. Like I said, I've got the seat set to the maximum height, the BMW seat set to the maximum height, and I'm still leaning over on the handlebars, and my hand's going numb. So, on the clutch side here, I've already installed one of the risers, and what I'm going to do today is to install this side and to show you how to do that, and it's literally 15-20 minutes worth of work, very quick. So I'll start by removing, incidentally, these are my mirror relocation kit. I relocated the mirrors. I found the mirrors to be too low. Some riders doesn't bother them. The police, I asked the cops who ride these things, and they said it's not a problem, but it is for me. I'm always on my mirrors looking in traffic, changing lanes. If I'm not confident when something's next to me, I have to turn my head, which temporarily distracts me from keeping my eyes pointed straight ahead. So, first thing you're going to do is you want to cover your tank with an old towel, and because sometimes you might drop a tool or something on it and scratch the tank. You don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start by removing this clamp here. This clamp holds the grip and the brake reservoir. However, it doesn't affect this part here, this switch module and the drive-by-wire throttle. So I'll show you how to get around that without taking it apart. The first thing you do is take out these two fasteners here. These are Torx T30, and you unscrew these. Now, don't go the wrong way, because you can pull the thread insert out and damage it, damage the reservoir assembly. So I take these out here and screw them. Pull this out. Just set that there. You're going to keep these two fasteners here, retain these. You'll need them later. Whether or not you have the aftermarket mirror kit on it, it's the same disassembly procedure for the factory clamps. So I'm going to set this back here, like this. There's a T50 Torx metric 10 bolt here that needs to come out. I'm going to pull that out right now. There's a Torx T50 fastener that goes into the end of the handlebar tube that needs to be removed. This is the fastener which you want to dispose of. Don't reuse it. In the installation kit, which is available, this is the press that I built to push the handlebar out of the triple tree. Now it's pressed in there, so it's in there pretty good. So I'm going to put this on. It goes on like this. And this fastener here this is a metric 10 bolt. This screws into the end of the handlebar like that. And you simply move this down like this. Move these down here like this, like this. .9/16 wrench on these nuts here. Just simply tighten them. And what will happen is it'll press the bolt right out, the handlebar tube right out. So, okay, so I pulled this out with the press tool. Now I'm going to clean the end of the handlebar. And to do that, the installation kit includes a piece of Scotch-Brite. This is Scotch-Brite. And I just want to take the burrs off this and paint. I'm going to use a solvent, in this case acetone, and I'm going to clean the end of the handlebar out, and I'm going to clean this tube out. Sometimes these have been pressed in with grease. You need to get that out. Clean this here. Now that we've cleaned these pieces here, this interior piece here, and got it perfectly clean, and then clean this up with the Scotch-Brite and clean this up with the solvent. I'm going to show you how to install the handlebar riser. This piece here goes in here like this. It fits in here, and there's a slight press fit at the end. That's to keep it from turning while you're tightening it. The most important thing here is this bevel washer. This is a conical washer, and you want to put this in on this pin here with the cone upward facing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this in to the end of the handlebar riser. You notice it goes on pretty clean. And then I'm going to lift this up and push this into the hole like that. So this guide slides down over the handlebar and goes here like this to keep this thing in place. It just positions it and turning. You also want to make sure that these connectors don't get pulled out for the reasons I mentioned. It's best to disconnect the battery. Okay, now that I've put the conical washer in the correct position and I have this positioned here, I'm going to go ahead and put the fasteners in. These are the fasteners, 10 millimeter by 30, and those, one fastener goes here and the other fastener goes here. You want to use Loctite. The Loctite Blue 242 or 243. I'm going to put that here and put that fastener here and get it started. I'm not going to tighten this until I get the handlebars adjusted. This goes in here like this. using a torque wrench, this is a torque wrench, I'm going to tighten this fastener here at 67 Newton meters first. I'm going to tighten this one later after I adjust it. So this is 67 Newton meters. So I'm going to set my torque wrench up for 67. This is comes with the installation kit. This is an 8mm Allen head that goes on the end of the wrench here. And I'm going to proceed to tighten this down. You want to hold the guide like that so that it doesn't turn. Oops. Now you want to go ahead and put this back on the handlebar riser. Tip this forward like this. Make sure you don't pull those connectors out. And I'm going to go ahead and screw the mirror back on. Slide this up a little bit where it should seat. Now, if you want to use a torque wrench on this, you can, but I advise just doing it hand tight. Don't over tighten these because you'll pull the thread inserts out of the body of the brake reservoir. That's a pretty good position right there. I like that. Now we're going to tighten this one here to 50 Newton meters. So I'm going to set the torque wrench up. That's 50 Newton meters. So you're done. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions or comments.